So let's have a seat and check in with ourselves. Just finding a straight, aligned spine, letting the shoulders relax, let your neck relax, let your jaw relax. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Big exhale through the mouth. Close your eyes and just kind of turn inward. So I want you to be very conscious of everything you're feeling in your body, all of it. And as you're kind of checking through each segment of your body, I'd like you to start an ujjayi breath if you can. So slightly restricting the throat, making that whisper sigh sound. If that's not possible for you, just nice, slow, deep breaths. You want to really use as much lung capacity as possible. And then notice your thoughts and your emotions and your energy, and even how connected you feel to yourself and everything around you. And let's use all of that information about how we are right now to set our intention for our practice. What is it that we most need? So bring palms together in front of the heart. Be really clear about what you would like to receive from your practice. And then take an extra deep breath in. Big exhale through the mouth. And we'll go ahead and transition onto hands and knees, arching around a couple of times. We'll get a little bit warmed up. And then we're going to be playing with some gentle variations on sun salutations today. So inhaling to arch, exhaling to round. Just bringing in a little bit of spinal mobility. And then if you want to add in a little bit of lateral movement, not a bad idea if it feels good to you. And then let's go ahead and take that first child's pose and just breathe into the low back. From here, we'll scoot into Sphinx and just take a few breaths to really lengthen out the low back. Glutes should be disengaged, so your big toes touch each other and your heels drop open, and that causes the glutes to disengage. And then you can pull with your forearms and actually create a little bit of space in the lumbar spine. And then let's take our first downward facing dog. So spread your fingers, press your tailbone up and back. Feel free to pedal the feet a little bit if you need to. And then walk the feet forward. Keep your knees bent. Relax your neck. Just totally hang forward in your ragdoll. You really want to allow the entire upper body to just dangle. So taking another couple of breaths here. On your next inhale, come all the way up, reach the arms up and overhead. And exhale, palms together in front of the heart. Take a moment here and really just feel your feet connecting down to the ground. Heart is lifting. And then we'll inhale and reach the arms up. Spread your fingers, lift your chest. If it's okay with your neck, lift your gaze as well. And on your next exhale, fold forward, standing forward bend. Hold this for a couple of breaths. So I want you to kind of be conscious of your forward bend. If your legs are really straight and your torso is a long ways away from your side, then you're actually overstretching some low back muscles. So if that sounds like you, bend the knees a little bit and kind of get the torso a little closer to the thighs. And then you should feel it more through your hips, which is really what we're trying to stretch the most. On your next inhale, you come all the way back up. And then bring your palms together in front of your heart. So we're going to play with some variations on gentle sun salutations today. There are some rigorous ones as well, but we won't cover those in this class. We're going to do some gentle ones today. So just some nice flowing, stretching movements. I'd like you to inhale and reach the arms up and overhead, maybe lean back if that feels good to you. Exhale, fold forward to your standing forward bend. Still be conscious of torso close to thighs. And then we're going to step back with our left foot. And I want you to just hold your lunge for a moment. Drop your left knee down and keep your hands on the ground. Just kind of lift your chest. I kind of come up onto my fingertips. You're welcome to do that. You can even have blocks under your hands if that feels good. Just kind of let your hips and your chest move forward a little bit. And then take your right knee back to meet your left knee. And what I'd like you to do is take your hands slightly farther forward. Now, if you've got wrist issues, you might want to modify this. But what we're going to do is allow the torso to move forward. Toes are still turned under. Bum is going to stay in the air. We're going to bend our elbows and kind of drop the chest and the forehead down. And then just untuck our toes. Let the pelvis hit the mat. Slightly lift the chest. Low baby cobra. And then downward facing dog. And then step your left foot forward, up between the hands. Let's just hold this left side lunge for a couple of breaths. Go ahead and drop your right knee down. Lift the chest a little bit. Hands are going to stay down. Let your hips and your chest sink forward. We're going to hold this for a couple of breaths. And then step forward to your standing forward bend. Inhale the arms up. And exhale, bring your palms together in front of your heart. So we'll kind of fine tune this now into a Shivananda style sun salutation. We'll do it once slow and then we'll do a couple of them with the breath. So inhale and reach your arms up and then exhale and fold forward. Inhale and do your half forward bend. So you're looking up and lengthening and then exhaling back down. Step back with your left foot. Go ahead and drop the left knee and let your chest and your hips sink forward. So we keep those hands down. It's kind of like you're kneeling. Humility, respect, all of that good stuff. Reverence. And then we're keeping this super gentle. So I'm going to have you just take your right leg back like we just did. But those of you that do vinyasas, you would come into this from a plank. So for most of you guys, you're just going to take your right knee back to meet your left knee. Toes are turned under and hands are going to go forward a little bit. Some of you will have stepped back to like an upper push-up position. Either one of those is fine. So we drop the chest and the forehead down, and then untuck the toes and allow the pelvis to hit the ground and lift the chest slightly for cobra. And then downward facing dog. And then the left foot steps forward. Drop the right knee down. Let the chest lift. Chest and hips move forward. So you kind of have to surrender your pelvis forward. You should feel, really this is gentle. You should feel a gentle stretch on the front of right hip, right thigh, and left hamstring or back of the left thigh. And then from here, we just step forward to our standing forward bend. Inhale, reach the arms up. And exhale, come to prayer. So we're going to kind of move with the breath now. And if you move a little faster or a little slower, that's a-okay. You can move with your own breath. You don't have to do my speed. Just kind of take it easy. Remember, this is a gentle flow. Those of you that do it from plank position, when I say drop the knee to drop into that 7-limb staff pose, you'll just do it from upper push-up. All right, but I'm going to keep it on the gentle side. So here we go, breath centered, Shivananda style, sun salutations. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, back down. Inhale, left leg steps back, left knee drops. Exhale, we lift the chest and let the hips sink forward. Inhale, right knee meets left knee. Exhale, we drop chest and forehead to the mat. Inhale, untuck the toes and drop the hips, coming up into your cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, take your left foot forward and drop the right knee. Exhale, let your chest and your hips move forward. Inhale, step forward, and then exhale, fold forward, standing forward bend. Inhale, reach the arms up. And exhale, palms to prayer. We're just going to do that one more time. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, back down. Inhale, left leg back, left knee drops. Exhale, chest lifts, hips move forward. Inhale, right knee meets left knee. Exhale, chest and chin to the floor. Inhale, coming into a nice baby cobra. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left foot forward, right knee drops. Exhale, lift the chest, let your hips sink forward. Inhale, step forward with that right foot. Exhale, allow your torso to move towards your thighs. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, palms together in front of your heart. Pause for a moment. Come back into that nice rooted feeling. Soles of the feet on the mat. Spine is straight. Crown of the head is lifting. Notice how you feel. You should be getting a little warmer. Your blood is flowing. Your energy is flowing. So our second variation on sun salutations, it's a different style. So it's also a gentle one. We'll do 4 of those as well. You're going to inhale, reach the arms up. This will feel a little more familiar. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, look up halfway. Exhale, back down. Inhale, step back with that left leg. Exhale, go ahead and drop your left knee. I want you to inhale your arms up and overhead. And as you exhale, left hand on your right knee, right hand behind you. It's a gentle twist. Good. I'm going to go a little slower on this one and let you warm up. And then this is where we do that super gentle flow that I use in this class almost all the time. It came from this gentle, non-resistive sun salutation. So we bring the hands down and take the right knee down and move into child's pose. Scoot forward into Sphinx. And then press into downward facing dog. Inhale, left foot forward. Exhale, drop the right knee down. Inhale the arms up and overhead. And as you exhale, right hand to left thigh, left arm behind you. And again, we'll hold this side for just a little bit. Inhale, hands down, stepping forward. Exhaling into your full forward bend. And on this one, the originator of this sun salutation actually wants you to wave your body up, roll up, and take the arms up and overhead. And then exhale, palms to prayer, like an undulating spine. You can do that part or not. It's completely up to you. All right, we're going to do this one with the breath because we're going to do 3 more of those. So you can just kind of wave your arms up and overhead, and then exhale, wave them all the way back down. Inhale, look up halfway, and then exhale back down. Inhale, left leg steps back. Exhale, left knee drops. Inhale, arms up and overhead. Exhale, you're rotating to your right, and that left hand can be on your right knee. Inhale, coming onto all fours. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale, Sphinx. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, left foot forward. Exhale, drop the right knee. Inhale the arms overhead. Exhale, twist open to your left, right hand on the left knee. Inhale, hands down, step forward. Exhale, fold into your forward bend. Inhale the arms up. And exhale, palms to prayer. Inhale, up you go, waving or not. Exhale, down. Inhale, look up halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale that left leg back. Exhale, drop your left knee. Inhale, arms are up and overhead. Exhale, that gentle twist to the right. Inhale, come to all fours. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale, Sphinx. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, left foot forward. Exhale, drop your right knee. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, small rotation to the left. Inhale, hands down, stepping forward. Exhale as you fold into your forward bend. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, palms to prayer. Last one like this. Inhale, arms are up, and exhale, you're folding. Inhale, look up halfway. Exhale, back down. Left leg steps back on your inhale. You drop the knee as you breathe out. Breathe in, arms are up and overhead. Breathe out, small rotation to the right. Breathe in, transition to all fours. Breathe out, child's pose. Breathe in, Sphinx. Breathe out, downward facing dog. Breathe in, left foot forward. Breathe out, right knee down. Breathe in, arms overhead. Breathe out, small rotation to the left. Breathe in, hands down. Breathe out as you step forward to your forward bend. Breathe in, coming all the way up. And exhaling, palms to prayer. Pause again. So you've now done 8 sun salutations. You did 4 Shivananda style sun salutations. You did 4 Doug Swenson non-resistive style sun salutations. And now finally, you're going to be doing 4 super traditional sun salutations. And we'll do the first one slow, like we've done with our other 2 styles. And I'll give you some modifications. So if you have wrist or shoulder problems, you'll maybe modify on these. We inhale and we reach the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Left foot steps back and you're in a lunge. We're gonna go slow on this first one. On this one, we don't drop the knee. We're just gonna stay in this lunge. And it has an extra down dog. Now, for those of you that need to rest or take it easier, you can always do that child's pose flow, or you can just skip all of this, or you can just stay in down dog. Like, you get to choose here, right? But I'm gonna take you through the whole traditional part of it. So from here, we would step to downward facing dog. Remember, do whatever you need to do to modify. But for those of you who can, this is the most challenging one. You would inhale and just shift your body forward into a straight line. It's plank, upper push-up position. Exhale, drop down, knees, chest, and forehead. Inhale, rise up into a maybe higher cobra. And then downward facing dog again. Left foot steps forward, and you're gonna hold your lunge. Now, for my stronger friends out there that do traditional vinyasas, you can see, you could easily do that here. You would go from a plank, lower down to Chaturanga Dandasana, and then upward facing dog, and downward dog again. And for those of you who need to take it easy, remember, you can skip that, because we're about to take this breath centered. Let's go ahead and step forward, standing forward bend. Inhale the arms up. And exhale, palms to prayer. Remember, breathe slowly. It gives you more time to move. And if your breathing, pardon me, is not in time with mine, that's okay. You move at your breath rate. You don't have to move until your breath tells you to move, so don't mind me. All right, we're gonna do these next and last 3 sun salutations in time to the breath. So inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, left foot steps back into a lunge. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale into plank. Exhale, drop down knees, chest, and forehead. Inhale into cobra. Exhale into downward facing dog. Inhale, left foot forward. Exhale, right foot forward. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, palms to prayer. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, left leg back. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale into plank. Exhale, knees, chest, and forehead. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, left foot forward. Exhale, right foot forward. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, prayer. Final sun salutation. Inhale up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, left leg back. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale into your plank. Exhale, drop down to the knees, the chest, and the forehead. Inhale into your cobra. Exhale into downward facing dog. Inhale your left foot forward. Exhale the right foot forward. Inhale, arms come up. And exhale, palms to prayer. I want you to just release your hands down by your sides. Palms are slightly forward. Just reconnect to your feet. Reconnect to your breath. That was 12 full sun salutations. So 12 rounds of 12 movements. Lots of symbolism, lots of movement, lots of breath, lots of energy, lots of blood flow. Just kind of soak all of that in. And then turn sideways on your mat and take a nice wide side step. Make sure that your toes are pointing directly forward. If you can, keep your legs straight, and if you can't, you can bend them a little bit. Just grab your elbows, hinge at your hips, and relax forward for a couple of breaths. Bring your hands or fingertips onto the mat and just walk both hands over towards your right leg, maybe touching the right foot, trying to keep the right leg straight, getting a nice inner thigh and hamstring stretch. And then walking the hands over to the left foot. Same thing. Just do your best. Nice stretch through the back of the left thigh and inner thigh. Come back to the center. Bend your knees slightly if you need to, and walk your hands up your thighs, or with a nice flat back, just come on up. I'm going to keep this wide stance. So you're going to rotate your left foot in and your right foot out. Keep your legs straight. We're moving into triangle. Kick your hips to the left. Arms are out to the side. Lengthen to the right. Right hand can be on your right shin, your foot or the floor. Left hand towards the ceiling. One more breath here. And then just come on up. Rotate your right foot in and your left foot out. Good. Arms are out to the side. Kick your right hip to the right. Lengthen to the left. Left hand on the left shin, the foot or the floor. Right hand towards the ceiling. I don't know how much the microphone picks up in the background. If you hear any sort of odd noise in the background, you should know it's the cat snoring very loudly. Hopefully you don't hear it. It's quite funny though. Come all the way back up. Rotate your left foot forward again. Bring the heels in now so that you still have a wide stance, but your toes are pointing out. Bend your knees. Put your hands on top of your thighs with your elbows completely straight. And then just twist and look over your right shoulder. Kind of press against the inside of your left thigh. And then twist and look over your left shoulder. Press against the inside of the right thigh. Come all the way back up. Toe heel the feet in. And come back to the front of the mat with your feet together and your palms together. Big inhale, reach the arms up and stretch. Exhale and fold forward. Inhale, look up halfway. Exhale all the way back down. Move back onto your hands and knees. And so just taking a moment to arch and round the spine, maybe comparing your back and how it feels now and its mobility with how it felt when you first did this at the beginning of your practice. You should be quite a bit looser. And then those of you doing vinyasas, if you would like a final one, go for it. The rest of us are going to go ahead and take a child's pose. Stay there for a couple of breaths. I want you to really breathe into your low back. And then from here, we'll move into either Sphinx or Cobra, whatever you feel like your body would like to finish out with here. And then downward facing dog. Really lengthen, of course. Press those flat palms into the mat. Push the tailbone back. Sink those heels. And then you can just walk your feet forward. Have a seat with your legs extended to come into Dandasana, staff pose. So in the same way that at the beginning of class, we check in with our bodies and our breath and our minds and our hearts and our energy and all of that. We do the same thing here, sort of a midpoint check-in. Legs should be straight and active. Spine should be straight and aligned. Hands can be right behind you to help you hold that straight spine if your hips are tight, or you can rest your hands on your thighs. Just kind of take a moment, check in. Even though the variations on some salutations that you did were relatively gentle, there's still continuous movement. There's a lot of movement that goes on, even in the non-resistive sun salutations. So just kind of notice how you're feeling. And then inhale and reach your arms up and overhead. And as you exhale, just extend your spine over your legs, meaning you want to hinge at the hips. You want to try and keep the spine relatively straight. The chest is pulling forward towards the top of the feet. And it doesn't matter what you're grabbing. You can hang on to your knees, your calves, your feet. You want to keep the shoulders down the back and try and have a relatively neutral spine here. A couple of breaths. And then from here, we'll just come up. Keep the right leg straight. Bring your left foot to the inside of your right thigh. You're going to lean out of your right leg. And now if you want to round down, if that feels good to you, that's cool. You do whatever feels best. We're leaning out of the right leg. And so either with a flat back or a rounded back, just keep your shoulders away from your ears. Don't let your neck compress. And we'll take a few breaths here. Wherever your hands are, wherever they are, it's probably a perfect place to keep them. We're going to try and keep the right leg straight and pick it up. Once you have your leg in the air, try and straighten your spine. And maybe gently pull your leg towards you. Flex the ankle and toes if you can. And so the idea is a relatively straight spine, preferably a straight leg. It's a variation on heron pose, Kramchasana. Now, if your body allows, I'd like you to put this right foot that's up in the air down outside your left knee or thigh. If you have knee issues, you might need to straighten your left leg, and that's okay. So we're just coming into a twist. Your right hand will be behind you, your spine should be straight, and you can either hug your right knee in or bring the left elbow outside of it for a little extra leverage. Remember, if you need to extend that left leg, it's okay to do that. So we want to have a straight spine, twist to look over the right shoulder, and even let the eyes twist to the right or turn to the right. Look to the right, whatever the correct verbiage is. Gaze to the right, how's that? Take one more breath here. Now, as we unwind from this, we're going to bring the soles of the feet together. So just let your right foot meet your left foot. Bring your hands right behind your backside. Push into the floor for a straight spine. Knees are going to press out and down towards the floor. We're going to take a couple of breaths here. Now, if it feels okay for you, keep this position, but go ahead and put your hands on your feet. And what I'd like you to do is have the 4 fingers on the tops of the feet and the thumb underneath the ball of each foot. Chest is lifted as much as you can. If it feels okay with your ankles and knees, you're still pressing the knees out and down, but you're going to kind of open your feet up as though you're opening up a book. So it's kind of like you're rotating the soles of the feet up towards the ceiling. Make sure it doesn't hurt. Take one more breath. And then release that. And you can go ahead and extend your left leg. Your right foot can just snug into the inside of the left thigh. And we're going to lean out over the left leg. Just like we did before, it's up to you if you want a flat back or a rounded back. Either one is fine. Just don't let the neck get tense and compressed. And then from here, wherever your hands are is probably the perfect place for them. So remember, we're lifting the leg up. We want to try and keep it straight, and then also straighten the spine. Maybe pull the leg towards us if we need to. And then just take a couple more breaths here in heron pose variation. Now, as we put our left foot down, we're going to put it down outside the right knee or thigh. Again, if you need to extend your right leg out, go for it. It's fine. We're going to be twisting to the left now. So your left hand is behind you. You're either hugging the left knee with your right hand or bringing that right arm outside of your left thigh. Looking over the left shoulder. Even the eyes are looking as far to the left as they can. And as we unwind from this side, again, we're going to bring the soles of the feet together. But this time, once you get the soles of the feet together, go ahead and slide them way out in front of you. You still want the soles of the feet touching, but you want them to be as far away from you as you can get them and still have them touch. Reach down and either clasp your ankles or your feet. And again, you have a choice. You can either lengthen your spine forward or curve your spine forward. But either way, you're kind of trying to nestle your rib cage down between your thighs. And if you want to curve the spine and put the head towards the feet, that's fine. If you'd rather keep your spine more neutral and flexed, you can just pull the chest forward. Come on up from that. Extend the legs out and give them a good wiggle. From here, go ahead and take that wide angle seated forward bend. So this is Upavishta Konasana. You want the legs to be wide. You still want to feel your sit bones, and that might require that you have your hands behind you to help you with a straight spine. If needed, please do it. Make sure your legs are active and that your toes are pointing directly up. So we don't want them flopping in or out. We want that kind of neutral position. And then the idea is to keep the spine lengthened. So you can either have your hands behind you and push your chest forward, or you can have your hands in front of you and pull your chest forward. But the idea is not to get hunched or rounded here. We really want to try and lengthen forward. One more breath here. All the way back up. Bring your legs together. Give them a good wiggle. All right, so from here, we're going to be going on to our backs, but I would love for you, if it feels okay. I mean, I always have you guys rock side to side, but rocking back and forth can be really a super good thing for your spine if it feels okay. So if you have back issues and you have a stiff part of your spine and you feel like you go kerplunk when you roll back, then you might want to just stay back and do a side-to-side rock and wait for us to meet you there. But if it feels good to rock back and forth, I'm going to encourage you to maybe even rock all the way back up to sitting and rock way back. So what that might look like is either grabbing the knees or behind the knees. It might look like a big rock back and a big rock forward. If it feels good, it might look like a smaller rock, or it might look like you roll onto your back and rock side to side. So off you go. If you can, rock back and forth, and if not, wait for us. We'll meet you in a cradle rock. If you're going front to back, let's do a total of 6 if it feels good for you. And once you've had those 6 back and forth rocks, we'll meet anybody that got ahead of us and beat us to the cradle rock, that side to side rock. So eventually this is where we should all wind up. And then we're just gonna do a gentle reclined twist. So knees are bent and together, and you're gonna drop them both over to the right and let your left arm open out. Now today, I know sometimes I tell you keep your knees together and all that stuff. Today, doesn't matter. You just get to do whatever you want. So if your left knee slides back and it feels good, that's fine. If you want it stacked and it feels good, that's fine. Don't be too particular about your form. Just find a little bit of gentle spinal rotation. If it feels okay, let your head turn to the left. That left arm is opened out. We're just taking a few nice slow breaths. One more on this side. And then on your next inhale, come on up. And you can just transition to the other side, letting both bent knees drop to the left, right arm opens out to the right. And again, allow your body to self-adjust. So, you know, there are days that we're very particular about our form because we're trying to achieve a certain effect. And then there are days that we're less particular about the form. We're still trying to achieve a certain effect, but it might be different. And that's the case with today's twist. So don't worry about if your knees stay aligned or not. Just be comfortable. Let your head turn to the right a little bit with that right arm opened out. One more breath on this side. And then on your next inhale, just come on up, hug your knees in, rock side to side for a moment. So you're going to keep your right knee hugged in and extend your left leg all the way out onto the ground. Just hug your right knee for a moment when you're leaving pose. Then bring your right arm to the inside of your right leg so that you can grab the arch of the right foot. We're going to do just the right half of dead bug. So hopefully your right hand is inside your right knee and ankle, grabbing the arch of the foot. Your lower leg is somewhat close to straight up and down. Your right foot is flexed. And then you're actually pulling straight down towards the floor a little bit so that you can feel this in the back of that right leg. You should feel it in your right hamstring. And then hug the right knee one more time. Bring the left knee up to meet it. Please feel free to rock anytime you want to. I always rock side to side, but you may not like that. And then keep the left knee hugged in and extend your right leg all the way out onto the ground. When relieving pose on the left, just hold that left knee for a moment. And then bring your left arm inside your left leg. Grab the arch of the left foot if you can. Get your lower leg straight up and down if possible. Flex your left ankle and pull. So your left knee is slightly to the left of your torso. Your ankle is vertically stacked over the knee and you're applying a little bit of downward pressure. You should feel it in the back of your left thigh. And just hug your left knee in. You can bring your right knee up to meet it, rock side to side. And then put your feet flat on the mat, ankles and knees together. We're going to drop our legs side to side in time with our breath. So as you exhale, both knees are going to just kind of drop over to the right. You'll inhale, both knees up. You'll exhale, both knees will drop to the left. And if you're still doing those nice slow breaths, your movements should look really slow and fluid. You're just following your breath. We'll do this a couple more times on each side. When you've gone what feels like a good amount and what feels like an even amount of rolling side to side, you're just going to let the soles of the feet come together with your knees dropping open. And then just to do that final little low back lengthener, the next time you breathe in, just press your low back into the mat. So you're trying to remove any space between you and the mat. Your whole back should be pressing into the mat. You're going to feel like your pelvis tilts back, which is exactly what it's doing. And then the next time you breathe out, go ahead and relax. You'll feel the arch return to your spine. So now there is space between your low back and the mat. One more time, we'll remove it. Next time you breathe in, press your low back into the mat, flatten the back. And then the next time you breathe out, release, relax, extend the legs. Move the feet apart a little or a lot, depending on what feels good to you. And just get your body into position for Shavasana today. So the hands are lower than the heart, preferably palms up. Your jaw is relaxed, your eyes close, and all your muscles begin relaxing and softening. So this is our journey into Shavasana. And we all think of this pose as our reward for practice, and to a certain extent it is. But it's easy to forget that it's also the point of our practice. I frequently like to say this is technically our peak pose. It's what we're always working towards. And even though we think we've all got it mastered, because all you have to do is lie on your back, right? It's actually considered an exceptionally challenging pose. BKS Iyengar says that on a scale of 1 to 10 of difficulty, Shavasana is an 11. And that's because the thing that's required of us is pure presence, absolute presence. And so the way that we stay fully present, one way that we can stay fully present is by staying completely grounded in our bodies. So right now, if you feel your body on the mat, you feel the palms of your hands facing upward, you feel the torso expanding and contracting with your breath, you feel the temperature of the air, you're in the present moment. Usually when we're off in our heads, we're either thinking about something that's already happened in the past or we're projecting forward into the future. So it's pretty hard to stay present. But when we're paying attention to our bodies, or even our breath, perhaps even more so our breath, then we're truly rooted in the present moment. So as much as possible, I would like for you to stay present, stay conscious. We're not trying to drop off to sleep and nap. We want to be aware. No thinking, no analyzing, no judging, no labeling, none of that stuff. No making stories up in our head about stuff. Simply experiencing things, feeling your body, noticing your breath, staying completely aware in the moment as much as possible. That's Shavasana. If you notice yourself getting caught up in thoughts, that's okay. We all do. Just notice again the body. Notice the breath. Notice what you feel and sense and experience right now, right here. So your awareness should already be in your body and with your breath. So simply begin to move your fingers and toes and deepen your breath. When you're ready, spread your fingers and toes as you inhale. Relax your fingers and toes as you exhale with a sigh. And then the next time you breathe in deeply, just stretch, however it feels good to stretch. And again, exhale with a sigh and completely relax. Bend your knees, perhaps hug them to your chest, that's up to you. And then roll to your right side. Maybe pause for a moment. And then you can use your left hand in front of your chest and press yourself up to sitting. So taking a third opportunity to just do a quick check. How's the body? How's the breath? Your thoughts, your emotions, your energy, your connection. So for today's breath work, we are going to do Kapalabhati. We've done this a few times before, but I'll remind you. First and foremost, you need to have length on the front side of your torso. So if you have tight hips and you can't sit up straight and make a lot of length on the front side of your body, sit in a chair or sit on a cushion or a blanket or a bolster or something. You really want to be able to lift your chest and have a lengthened abdomen. The reason for that is that we're going to sharply contract abdominal muscles to force the air out. And then we're just going to relax them and air comes in. And we're going to do it pretty rapidly. And it needs to come from the abdominal muscles. Otherwise, you'll wind up possibly hyperventilating or just not getting it. The reason that we're doing this breath is that we have a full moon coming up on Wednesday, and you know we're always balancing in yoga. And one of the things that we balance is the energies. So there'll be a lot of lunar energy. So your practice today was predominantly sun salutations, solar energy that counteracts and balances out. This is a very solar or active style of breathing. It'll generate a little bit of heat. It's great for metabolism, so it's good for you for digesting lunch. If you've not yet had it, it gives you a head start on that. And it's just really good for our respiratory system as well. So do the best you can. If it's hard for you to do it quickly, just go whatever speed you can. We're going to do 2 rounds, and I'm going to have you raise your arms and have your hands spread out overhead in between them. So this is all through the nose. Here we go. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Exhale completely through your nose. Breathe in again. Breathe half of the air out and begin. Big inhale, arms up. Spread your fingers and then exhale. Float your arms down. Take a deep breath in. Breathe half of your air out and do your second round. Big inhale, arms up. Spread your fingers, exhale, float the arms down, bringing palms together in front of your heart. Just take a moment in gratitude. Gratitude for this practice today, but this practice as a whole. We are all so fortunate to have yoga to help us with all of these things that we need to deal with, our bodies, our minds, our breath, our hearts, our energy, all of it. Take a moment in gratitude for the body that you're sitting in right now, for the breath that animates that body, and for your awareness of them. Gratitude for this day on this planet, this life. And take one more huge inhale. Big happy sigh. We bring our palms to our foreheads, just reminding us to be present and in the moment as much as possible. We bring our palms to our lips, and it reminds us to speak our truth, but kindly. We bring our palms to our hearts, reminding us to always be compassionate, understanding, and loving. Thank you so much for joining me today. Namaste.